In a world where remote work is the new norm, seizing financial opportunities from home is paramount. The economy evolves swiftly, demanding innovative solutions to meet life's challenges head-on. Picture a system empowering you to profit from today's financial landscape without stepping out. Imagine gaining real-time market insights delivered straight to your device. With Auvoria Prime, combine expert analysis, user-friendly tech, and personalized coaching to forge your financial future. Countless have unlocked their success. It's your turn now. Reach out to learn how Auvoria Prime can shape your legacy.
There is a substantial risk of loss associated with trading forex, binary options, stocks, or equities, collectively, asset classes. Only risk capital should be used for trading. Trading in any asset classes is not appropriate for everyone. Past performance is not necessarily indicative of future results. No representation is being made that investors will make profits, or will not sustain losses. Before trading in any asset classes, investors should consult with their professional broker, financial advisor, or financial consultant to determine whether trading asset classes is appropriate. Investors who trade in any asset classes should only do so if the capital used for this purpose represents funds that an investor can afford to lose without adversely impacting the investor's lifestyle. No trading strategy or methodology is without risk of loss. No trading strategy is risk-free, and no trading strategy can guarantee profits or freedom from losses. Investors risk losing the cost to execute any transaction, including associated commissions or fees. You should carefully consider whether trading in any asset class is appropriate for you in light of your investment experience and financial resources. Any trading decisions you make are solely your responsibility and at your own risk. None of the statements or materials in the Auvoria Prime chat rooms constitute a solicitation or recommendation to buy or sell.
Welcome, everybody. This is our GearBox 3.0 launch, and I'm very happy for this day. I wanted to go ahead and share a couple notes on the experience that I've had with GearBox before we get started and introduce our various guests today. GearBox is our longest running expert advisor here at Auvoria Prime. It's been over 4 years since GearBox has been used by people to be earning profits for all 4 years. And there are MyFX book accounts that show that very thing. Just consistent profits, whether it was using one pair. GearBox does very well with USD CAD, Euro USD, and AUD USD. Those are the 3 best performing pairs, and they just do well. And there are accounts going back over 4 years that shows that profitability. People have used GearBox over time. They've come up with their own settings. They tried different instruments, be it gold, be it some of the indices out there, and by and large, generally, they end up not really working that well. They work for a time, but it seems like somehow the market throws a curveball and they end up taking a loss on some of those profits, not all. But GearBox is just known to be a very steady Eddie product. If you're happy with, say, up to 4% a month, if you wanted to push the percentage higher, you can. You would just have to be willing to take larger position sizes and, of course, have a little more drawdown. Now, if that's something that you're comfortable with, GearBox, you can go ahead and push the position size up. For those of you who know me, I tend to like more conservative. I'm 51, I have a wife, 2 daughters that are actually both going to be in college. And so a high-risk environment is something that I used to do more often than I do now. At some point, you just you're not able. I'm not allowed, I should say, to take those risks that I took at one time. But just a little bit, GearBox came out and it was profitable, and then Tailor, who's on the call, he is the developer and really the brainchild behind GearBox. He came out with a manager, which made GearBox very easy to install. With a click of a button, you can choose sniper settings, super sniper settings, or even swing settings, which is probably the most conservative swing settings. So this was all really good. And then we had more requests come in from those who have a little more experience in trading, namely Dominic Plevnik. And so Tyler continued to add some other settings. One of those ended up being the, if I can remember, well, the Pro version came out with some of those extra settings. And now here we are today, where Tyler had the idea a long time ago to do something with GearBox as far as hedging, but he did not have the time at that time. I see some strange panelists coming in, so I was a little bit distracted. Sorry for that. Looks like maybe a link has gotten out to more than one person who had panelist access. So yeah, so with that, I'm excited about this. And you're going to hear more from both Jaak and Dominic. We're involved in the beta testing, as well as Tyler. Stefan, who's the head of support, he was also involved in the beta testing, but he was unable to make the call. I saw his accounts, and he had a steady 2% per month. And I think that he was using a real conservative position size, whereas as far as the company's concerned, we're going to go ahead and up those position sizes. So we have our own accounts too that we can attest that these are the results that we get. So without any further ado, thanks for attending the call. And if you know people that also like to use GearBox and they were unable to make the call, it's going to be on YouTube probably tomorrow or over the weekend. So without any further ado, I want to go ahead and welcome Jaak to come on. And go ahead, Jaak, share some of your results. I know that you had a MyFX book too that you can share that shows some results. So this is fantastic.
Hello everyone from Estonia. So yeah, I can see that I have learned to multiply myself. Yeah, it's actually because I shared my direct link with some people, so no scam here. So yeah, you did a really good introduction. As you said, GearBox has been the longest running software we have with AP, and that already says something, because there has been a bunch of softwares that came and went, but GearBox has stayed. And when talking about results, so I have been using GearBox 3.0 for some time now, and this is one of the accounts here. And just look at the monthly return, average return, and the drawdown. It's very uncommon to see accounts that have been running for this long, and you see the return is higher than the maximum drawdown, especially when talking about what the markets have been doing in the recent months. So I would say this is very special, and it's very promising to continue. So me personally, I'm definitely gonna probably increase the lot size a little bit, because I can take a lot more drawdown than this. But this is not any advice. This is just my own thinking. And the other account I want to show is this one here. Drawdown is a bit higher, monthly return is a bit lower, so I'm testing out different settings. But still, it is very good. So I'm giving the ball back to you now, Bill.
Thanks, Jaak. So yeah, so those of you who, we hear different stories out there, and I just want to make the case for this. People out there will say, oh, 2%, 4%, that's really low. And then they hear about something where you can make 2% a day, 1% a day, and then in 60 days, the company disappears. It was a Ponzi scheme or some illegitimate trading scheme where they sent their money into a company. It wasn't a third-party broker. They didn't keep custody of their funds, and now it's all gone and they have no recourse because the company didn't even have an About Us or a company page, and now it's all gone. So when you look at 2%, you really have to think that compounding, actually, we're going to be coming out with a little video here soon about a great compounding calculator that you can use to kind of set some goals for yourself. That's in my life, that's where I'm at, where I want to secure safe profits, and I'm happy to use that as my 401k or things like that. People will put money in a 401k. I brought up the story before about my neighbor. He's getting 4.5%, and he was challenging me one night. Said, well, I'm getting 4.5% per month, and when we looked up, it's 4.5% a year. So, if you do 2% a month, that's 6 times higher than what a lot of people get in their money market accounts or things of that nature. I'm not suggesting you move your money out. It's good to stay diversified. But when we look at 2% and 4%, if that seems like not a lot of money, generally the problem is the person's balance is a little low, which can be fixed different ways. But it's good to be starting to add up that account balance and get it compounding, and you'll see compounding can work wonders. The next person I want to bring on, Dominic. Thanks for making yourself available. I understand you're down at the coast in Croatia with all the team there. So thanks for cutting out some time to share with us about your experience with GearBox 3.0.
Hey Bill, what's up? Can you give me the video so I can share my beautiful face? Hey guys. I hope you can see me now. We are down here with at the coast at Croatia. We're having like team building with the team because everybody's excited about GearBox, also creators coming out and so on. And yeah, like I was trading with GearBox from the first day where Tyler released the first GearBox from 2.0, now 3.0. So what I would like to say about 3.0, Tyler really made like an amazing job, especially with protecting our capital. And I want to share with you some results and also some of my findings because I really love trading with softwares and EAs. And what is like really important, as Bill said, and what Tyler said, and everybody, we are always saying to minimize risk and like get better results. But what is the most important thing? It's like one thing I want to show you. What you can see here at my account is that we did like really good profits, and that's like 10.51%. You can see that the drawdown went a little bit big, bigger, and this is like a one thing, and this is because of JPY pairs that just went on a run like for 700-800 pips. But what is like really important for you guys to understand is that once we have like this hedging engine, what Tyler came up with, like the losses that we take, we're gonna make them back like really fast. So this is like really important for me, especially for someone that it's like been trading with like EAs and softwares for a long time now, that like it doesn't matter like which software you're using, there are always going to be losses. But what is the most important thing, how we handle these losses that occur in the market, because it always can happen. This like it can be JPY, it can be Euro USD pairs, whatever pairs. But when we recuperate those losses back, it's going to be really amazing. And what Tyler did with the engine of hedging is that especially when we get into drawdown, let's say if you run swing trades or you run like sniper trades, you're gonna get these losses like really fast back. And this is like what really like made like a really big impact on me when I saw how GearBox 3.0 works. I was like, wow, this is like really amazing, because like once you hit a loss or a stop loss, you have like also a hedging trade that is going to make back those losses like as fast as possible. And especially like what Tyler made, it's like, I'm like really impressed. So some of the things that Tyler made, like we also took them and put them also in Kratos. And when Kratos comes out, you will also see that. But really guys, if you're not using GearBox yet, I highly suggest to you that you start using GearBox. It is a little bit more of a, let's say, for more expert users, but if you put like at least like 1 hour to 2 hours in, you will fully understand like what power GearBox has with all the settings that you can do, because you can really do your own strategies. And I just want to show you like one of my strategies that I personally use. This is not like a recommended strategy, but like you can see here, we made this month already like 6%. Okay, yes, the drawdown is a little bit bigger right now. At the moment, we are sitting about 16% drawdown. But this is like nothing major for GearBox, because GearBox, it's a swing trader. And if you see like these results here, and I'm showing you 10%, 9%, 8%, and 5%, guys, like this is like really amazing. And I really suggest to all of you that you join our calls, monthly calls that Yakit's holding, where you can learn more insight about how GearBox is like working. You should be more active in the Discord community so you can like ask questions, get answers, because the more you know about how the softwares are working, more comfortable you're going to be with it, and the better results you're going to get. Because in the end, you have to understand one thing. Not even one software is that you can just set it and forget it. Like every software needs a little bit of managing. What I mean with the managing, if you get in a higher drawdown, like what you don't like, you have to go in, tweak a little bit of like the settings so you can like lower the drawdown and so on. But as Bill said, this is like a 4 year already running. We have accounts with Gearbox that they're like up 500, 600% in 4 years, guys. Like, let me ask you a question. Like, where do you get like returns of 500, 600% in 4 years? That it's legit and the money, it's in your control. Like, nobody is doing that. And by us, AP, you're going to get like full transparent results with losses, with wins and everything. We are not like selling you like some hyped up dreams, but we are telling you how we are managing our accounts. And like, maybe Tyler's gonna show you an account that is running like for 4 years and that got deposit like $1 million, and it's not like sitting at 2.4 million, guys. Like, it's just amazing what we have. But understand, you have to put some time in to understand the software, how it works. And like Gearbox 3.0, I'm telling you, if you're running Euro USD, AUD USD, and USD CAD, it can be a really like a top performer in your portfolio. And don't sleep on it. Get it today, because you will see this is like something completely new that you weren't used before from Gearbox. But like with the new like hedging engine that it has inside, I'm telling you, like, it's like a game changer, and you will see it on your own accounts.
Thanks so much, Dominic. And we appreciate all of your help on making the products better. I know you do a lot of beta testing, just like Yock and some others that are on the call, but attendees. Thanks so much. Enjoy the rest of your time down there over the weekend, and a big hello from all of us. And now we're going to have Tyler come on. Tyler works close to the company as well, offering some consulting. So it's very valuable to have Tyler sharing here today with us. And as you've heard, well, I think about that 10%. Boy, if I put that, I don't even put numbers like that in a compounding calculator, because I don't expect to get them, because I'm very conservative. But you could easily make a lot of money fast with a consistent 10%. And now Tyler's going to share with us what exactly he thinks Gearbox is going to do long term here, because he also does back testing and has a lot more accessibility to the product than we do. Tyler, thanks so much for being here.
Thank you, Bill. Thank you, Dominic. Thank you, Jock, for all the kind words. And one of the things I have to tell every single one of you I built and loved about Gearbox is the fact that it can either be a beginner brand new product that you just plug in and it works, or like Dominic, you might fall in love with this thing and see all the possibilities and customizations, because I designed the product to not just be something you give to any trader. I think that a lot of systems out there are designed to kind of just be for somebody who has no interest in learning how to trade. And what I built with Gearbox is something that I believe you'll learn more about trading using Gearbox than you will trying to go and learn trading on your own. And this is one of the reasons I designed it this way is, like Dominic mentioned, it's a swing trader. We're looking for more institutional level positions. We're trading more like a bank. We're trading more in a style that you could trade large money with. Now, did I also design the product to work on small amounts of money for retail accounts? Yes, because my belief is also if you can trade a small amount of money, you can trade a large amount of money. The problem with the small amount of money is obviously you're not going to pay the monthly subscription it costs to use this product if you don't have a little bit of money to put in this thing. But I want to share my screen. I'm a visual person, so I just want to talk a little bit, number one, about the journey of Gearbox to 3.0, go from 1.0 to 2.0, and then show you guys what the last 4 years of this thing running has looked like. So just give me 1 second here. So I want to start right here. And this was Gearbox 1.0 on. These were accounts that they unfortunately stopped updating in December, as this broker had lost its MetaTrader license that I was trading on since 2020 or 2019-ish. But maybe even 2018 I was trading with them. But point of the story is USD CAD has been our best performing pair, as we can see right here. This is just one pair that did 476% on its own. Euro USD next. Great British Pound, New Zealand dollar as well, Australian dollar, right? Now, Dominic showed you an account that truthfully add a lot more drawdown than I'm comfortable with. And the reason it did is he ran JPY pairs. That was a test account. Dominic wanted to throw GearBox 3.0 against a wall and really test this hedging engine. So he threw all the craziest pairs on there, including some of the worst performers, to see what GearBox would do. And the reality is, JPY with the move it just made, plus the moves it's made the last few months, and him running it on a small balance, the hedging engine's doing exactly what it should have, because version 1.0 and 2.0, the same settings Dominic is running on that account right now would have probably blown it or margin called it. And that's how adverse these JPY pairs have moved. And that was a lot of why I built GearBox in the first place. So in 2020 during COVID, I was using a different software. It was actually a base algorithm that I reverse engineered a lot of GearBox's creation on. And that base algorithm lost me a significant amount of money when USD JPY had a massive movement. So that was what originally created GearBox. I said, how can I create a software that can handle black swan events, can handle massive market movements? And I know Dominic said, oh, you know, you might be hands-on with this thing. I want to tell you right now, these accounts you're staring at, I've never made a touch to this account in the 3 years it was running besides to update it. But I didn't change settings. I didn't do micromanagement. I don't touch these accounts. These are data accounts. They wouldn't be considered data accounts if I touched them. They are purely for data optimizations and learning. So looking at that, now let's go over to 2.0, and you can see the worst performers, right? We know which pairs we don't touch. All right, then we go to 2.0. In less than 1 year on 2.0, and you may ask, what was the big update in 2.0 from 1.0? 2.0, all right, so I want to show you guys this account specifically. We're going to go to it. This USD CAD account, all right. Hold on. No, my chart's taking forever to load. Okay, so in
Empower your trades with GearBox, your ultimate trading toolkit. Customize, strategize, and conquer the markets with ease.
a little less than a year from when this broker had lost their MetaTrader and, you know, then moved over to a new server, this account did 189% or 82. It was in 89 floating at the time of disconnection from this server and migration to a new one. But this is just showing you the power. This was just USD CAD by itself on a $500 account. And again, this is also showing you that, yes, GearBox can trade small amounts of money. A lot of products cannot do that safely. And the reason I show you these accounts is to show you what happened. So what happened in 2.0 that was different from 1.0? And if we actually go back here, go back one more time. Okay, if we go back to the one pair data and sort by gain, this is the original USD CAD account. The difference you'll be able to see if you look at how the chart was growing versus right here in November of 2022, we released the newest feature, which was GearBox 2.0, which released trailing stop losses. Now, previously, GearBox had only used take profits. When we added trailing stop losses, you can see all of a sudden how much more drastically this thing started making money when the swing trades it was taking swung beyond where our take profits previously were set. So now you may be asking, so what is it about 3.0? All right. So I want to show you guys some data, taking a look at 4 years of history almost right here. I want you to see when we look at every one of these trades, I'm going to go through a few pages of trades, and I want you to look at this column called drawdown. And this is how many pips in drawdown every trade went before it ended up making profit. So you can see every single one of these trades went into a drawdown before it swung. It's very rare that you'll see they didn't go in a decent amount of drawdown before it swung. So it gets a little bit of pips drawdown. It's not a high percent of drawdown, but it gets in some pips drawdown. So why this is important to understand is if you see every trade pretty much for the most part has been getting in drawdown, now we're going to be able to understand what GearBox's hedging engine is and how it works. So I want to describe this to you, and how we're going to do it is we're going to go ahead and actually set up together a GearBox 3.0 account. All right, I have a fresh account right here, and we are going to go ahead and we're going to open our best performing pairs only, the top 3. Now, keep in mind, you can choose some others if you'd like to add some other ones that are close to the top 3 best performers. But these are the top 3 that have done well time over time again. All right. We are going to put them on the daily time frame now. You can go to the H4 or the H1. Your frequency of trades will increase, but the accuracy of them may decrease, meaning you could make more profit. You could take more risk. The daily, in my opinion, is always the best. Now, we're going to go ahead and put GearBox on the chart. You have to put it on one chart to start, just so you can do the, obviously, API verification that this account is not going to do, which is good. So that's fine. All right. Now we're going to take GearBox and then put the manager on a gold chart like normal. Put our manager over here. And then we're going to set our lot size. So based on your account, 0.01 per 1,000 to 0.01 per 1,500 if you're over 10K. And if you're over 25,000, I would go 0.01 per 2K. You get up to 100K, 0.01 per 3,000. So you get a little more conservative on your starting lot size based on your balance of growth. The only thing that's very important to understand in here that changed with 3.0 is now Trend Chaser for hedging. All right. So what Trend Chaser is it's our hedging engine. And what Trend Chaser is doing is it is chasing the trend. So if we go back to this FX book, you see that we were going in drawdown before we end up swinging in the proper direction. So GearBox has a little bit of a counter trend strategy, meaning it's going to hold out for the big reversal. Well, we're holding out for the big reversal. Why aren't we capitalizing on this downside drawdown that happens on every trade? We should be making money on every one of those trades as well. So what this hedging engine is going to do is it's immediately, as soon as you are 1 pip in drawdown from your initial entry, it's going to enter a hedge. Same starting lot size. Okay, now here's how it's going to treat this hedge. It's going to treat the hedge with a 35 pip stop loss. All right. So this is a trailing stop for a trend chaser. And then it'll have a trailing stop for the hedge trade. So what this means is that we have a 35 pip stop loss on this trade when you enter. Every single 1 pip, it's going to start moving up in the correct direction. It's going to start to increase where that trailing stop kicks in, right? So why this is important is that as you start to trail up, if the trade reverses on you, you're at a break even. So let's just say, boom, you finally enter a trade, the hedge enters. Let's just say it immediately went to take profit. You're at break even or very small loss. But you see from historical data, it never immediately goes to take profit. It always gets in some drawdown first. So understanding that, we're going to deploy this hedge trade. And this hedge trade, its goal is once it's moved up in enough profit, it's going to start to secure and lock in profit. So as this trade continues to go against you, it's going to scale the profit up. And as it scales that profit up, it's going to keep you making money the opposite direction. Now, once the trade goes in the proper direction, it'll close that hedge out with a trailing stop. You made money this way, and you made money the second way. All right? That's important to understand. So if we were just to take a visual representation of that, let's just say you had entered a sell right here. All right? Well, you're also going to enter a buy. Now you're in profit on that buy. It starts to come back down. The buy closes. Now you're holding for your sell to come back where it needs to go. Now you may ask, what happens if the trade continues to go against me? Now, this is important to understand, and what's going to happen, and we don't even have a setting for it, it is just hard-coded in here from what I'm seeing, is when you are halfway to your stop loss, all right, halfway to your stop loss, what's going to happen is it is going to deploy another hedge trade, and it's currently going to do it with half of your open positions. So let's say you had one lot open in Euro USD buys, and it's gone halfway to the 500 pip stop loss. You're at 250. It's going to enter a half a lot sell hedge. So if this trade continues to go against you, it's going to continue to hedge and balance you out as you hit that first stop loss and help balance out that first trade if it ever does go to 500 pip stop loss. So this is an extra security measure to protect against a stop loss or a black swan event happening from your entry. And this is what the hedging engine does. So the thing with the hedging engine is, if you look at historical data on GearBox, you'll notice that it has a high win rate. When you add the hedging engine in, the win rate is not going to look as high. It's going to look more like 60 to 40% because it's going to take more losses sometimes, because one of these trades is going to balance the other one out from time to time, the hedges. So you're always going to be making money, but it's going to look like you're taking more losses just because of how the hedging strategy works. So this is the other reason that we only are releasing GearBox 3.0 on MetaTrader 5. Because we want people who are using 2.0 to go unaffected and to continue to use 2.0 as they've enjoyed it. The hedging feature isn't a necessity. It is something to get comfortable with. It is something to try in a demo account first for a month or two before you move your live capital to it. It's something I recommend watching firsthand how it works before you just say, I'm going to switch from 2 to 3.0 if you've been having a great experience for years. But understand that this hedging engine is something that's taken years to build, do the math on, and create a perfect hedging engine that complemented GearBox itself and didn't take away from the base strategy and underlying foundation. So we have successfully done that. It's working amazingly. And obviously you have all the same settings you are used to from GearBox 2.0 and on, which some of this may look very confusing. Again, you don't really need to touch the default settings beyond applying your manager, right? And once your manager applies, you're just going to go ahead and hit swing. So you change your lot size. That's all you need to do if you're brand new. Change your lot size to the proper lot it needs to be and go hit swing mode. And once you do that, you'll see that GearBox 3.0 is running and it is doing what it needs to do. So that is GearBox 3.0. That's a bit about the hedging engine. And just to give you guys one more account to see, because Dominic did mention that I was probably going to show you guys something. Let's just take a look back here. Hold on. Let's go back. All right. This is a long-term account that has been running GearBox. I don't know why FX Book's taken 9 years to load today. Maybe it's my internet. Weird. Okay, there we go. Oops. No, this one. So this is an account that has been running since October 25th, 2020. That's when this account started. This has been a GearBox account running now for what will be 4 years in October. All right. So you can see how it's been trading, how it's been running, every single thing about it. You can see if we go to the drawdown tab that it really only had that higher drawdown in 2020 when we first released it. And since we've optimized it, it has not even touched a 15% drawdown running this strategy. All right. You can see in this entire last year, it hasn't even gone to 5%. So the reason I want to show you this is to show you that this is a profitable strategy. And we have 2020, we have 2021, we have 2022, we have 2023, we have 2024. We've been running this thing for going on now 4 years, continuing to optimize and make it better. And you can see that even 2.0 has been running smooth for the last 2 years. with little to no drawdown. But we still added this hedging engine to protect against black swan events such as World War III, anything that is possible, right? But overall, this is just one of those products that has been the flagship of Auvoria Prime, and will continue to be the flagship as we grow and continue to scale, because it has the longest history and it is our original product. But just understand that this product will always continue to get enhanced as we are running it on significant balances ourselves. It is being used not only by Auvoria Prime, but being used by a few hedge funds at this point that are also privately licensing to use it on money management strategies. So no, this isn't just some retail product anymore. This is something that now is even on hedge fund levels due to what we've created here over the last 4 years, the track record, the system, and really the results from customers just like all of you. But with that being said, note that 3.0 is going to start out as an international release only. Currently, we are working on the MAV compliance of it due to the hedging engine, but we look to have it in the US market very soon as well. But for everybody who wants to go ahead and switch to GearBox 3.0 or get access to it now, if you switch to it now, you will get access to it by Sunday before market open. It'll be on your VPS. We're just running our last final quality assurance tests on all of the systems. Obviously, we are big on quality assurance, always have been. So we don't want to just roll it out to you all. We're going to do a small rollout to some people who switch and some leaders, and do a final quality assurance test now as we roll it out to client accounts. But with that being said, I hope you guys are excited about GearBox 3.0. I hope you guys are excited about the hedging engine, what we've created, the results that this product has created over the course of the last few years, and really where we can go in the future with it. And just understand we will continue to make this product better as we are using it ourselves on money. And that's something a lot of developers will not tell you about their own products. A lot of people out there create products and they don't even have their own money in them. So understand we take this very seriously, and we want the best results for every single one of you. And I hope you enjoy GearBox 3.0, but I'll throw it back to you, Bill.
All right, thanks a lot, Tyler, and to all your commitment for making a product better and better. One thing I think I should bring up is historically, I've seen people getting a lot of drawdown. But what I've realized over time is that they're not using the recommended settings. They're not even using the recommended settings plus a little risk. They're using very risky settings. And, things can work for a month, 2 months, 3 months, and you start to get confident that these settings are going to work. But then the market throws a curveball and you strike out and you go into drawdown.
And Bill, I want to make a comment to anybody who has been that user on the other side of the screen. That is a lot of why this hedging engine was also created. It is also something to protect you against yourself, because many of you like to do some more risky things. Dominic just showed you an account that truthfully, if it wasn't on the hedging engine, it would have been blown. And it's at 39% drawdown instead. That account would have been gone. So the point is, this hedging engine would have protected many of you had I released it years ago, but we didn't have the data. We didn't have enough data to create something like this. If you go back to the original videos of me when I used to host the weekly Gearbox calls, you'll see the notes of hedging engine on there every week. It was something on the list. It was something that we've toyed with for years to get it to where it is now, and have something that we know does not take away from the base strategy, but only enhances it. And for those of you who maybe have done riskier things in the past or have a riskier tolerance, no, you would have been a little safer doing that with GearBox 3.0. I'm not recommending you go try it again, but if you do want to try it again, try it with a demo account and do it for a little while before you take it live. But understand that hedging engine is going to be a blessing for those of you who do want to go run weird assets and try weird things. But again, none of those are recommendations for me. Stick to what I have data on for 4 years. If you want to go reinvent the wheel, I added an extra feature to help you save yourself.
Right. So my computer actually happened to reset partway in, Tyler. Now, did you happen to mention that GearBox 3 runs on MT5?
I did. I mentioned that we released it only on MT5 due to the fact that 2.0 it's a different setting, and I didn't want to affect all the 2.0 customers. I believe if you're a 2.0 customer, stay on 2.0, keep your open trades, keep running what's worked for you for years. because even the results I showed you the last 2 years, I haven't even gotten 5% drawdown. The last 2 years, looking at the historical data. On smaller accounts, yes, but on a normal sized account, I haven't gone in 5% drawdown. Like it works well. The hedging engine was really just to add an extra layer. But if you want to use 3.0, make an MT5 demo account to start, get comfortable with it before you move from 2.0. Or you may go, hey, I love 2.0 and I love 3.0. I'm going to diversify. Because like I said, they do trade very different. The hedging engine is very different compared to maybe just taking a swing trade and holding it for a while and not seeing other losses that may occur during that process. They are a bit different. But overall, if you've been an avid GearBox user for years, you obviously trust everything I've created only has enhanced the product through the years. So hopefully you like this feature as well.
Great. So Dominic did bring up that there's a Discord group, there's a Telegram group for GearBox. Please avail yourself of those resources. We do have articles on the help desk to help you understand all of the settings. The 3.0 has not been made live yet. That'll be out very soon. And if you have any questions, feel free to message the support department. They're there to help and make sure your trading experience is what it should be. And the last thing I'll leave you with, please trade safely. Don't let the greed bug bite you. All right, everybody. Have a great afternoon or a great evening wherever you are. Thanks again, Tyler. Thanks, Jock and Dominic.
Thank you, Bill. Cheers, everyone.